morning and a very warm welcome to Newsline, live from the Newsfirst studios here in Dawson Road in Colombo. Joining me this morning is the former diplomat and senior journalist Bandula Jayasekara. Very good morning to you.
Good morning, Faraz. You've changed your colors. 4 days of blue shirts and
now
Friday in white.
Indeed.
Or off-white.
Or just a bit off-white. And also joining us is the Secretary of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry into various things, Mr. Lasso de Silva. Very good morning to you, Lasso.
Morning, Faraz. Morning, Bandula.
Morning, Lasso.
Thank you for having been brave enough to weather the roads. But the roads are very good at this time, aren't they?
Certainly, yes. Though it's a little
I
wet.
like your description, Commission of various things.
It's so long that it's prefac, isn't it?
Precifac.
Precifac. There you go.
You got to practice this.
Let's ask the question that's on everyone's mind. Why did you summon the former president to your commission yesterday?
That's the decision of the commission because there was a complaint, and on that basis it was finally decided.
And then he was there not for very long. Nothing really happened. What happened?
Yeah, yesterday there was an objection raised, and on that basis there's a decision to be given by the commission this morning.
I see. The specific objection, I think, was that they disagreed with the composition.
That's correct. Mr. Gamini Maharapana raised this issue.
Right.
Yes.
And
What is the decision? Have you got inside information for
Yes,
us? Normally,
can
Faraz
you
gives us
share
inside
with us
information.
what that information is? I mean, after all, it'll be out in a couple of hours.
Yeah, till then
You
I
can be the
think
first.
it
Why
better.
don't you share that with us first?
No, basically he raised an issue to say that there should be Supreme Court judges, you know, on the commission. That was basic argument that he had.
No, but the decision we're asking, what
Yes,
will
we
they
are
say?
asking about this.
No, I'm not the authority. It is the commission which will decide.
But you are privy to this.
And we are Newsfirst, so you can give us.
Yeah, news first. Let's break
I'm an
it.
official.
Let's
I'm
break
an
it.
official. I just don't know how it could be done. I'm not a lawyer either.
What about that envelope that you were carrying? Is it in that envelope?
No.
All right, but I want to say is, how can any right thinking legal man bring a case against the candidate of a party? After all, it is the party's candidate who's the contestant, but it is the party who has nominated him or her, and therefore it is the party who has entered into various agreements, including advertising agreements. What happens then?
Said the former president also said the same thing. Let's wait and see how things are going to be because it's under investigation right now.
But is it right to bring the former head of state into a place which would ordinarily see lesser mortals?
Or whether it is the lesser mortals or the other way about. We had a similar problem when the commission decided to send a team of officers to get the first statement. Similarly, in the public hearing, they are expected to come here for the commission, be at the commission when they have to give support the commission with the investigations.
But then you got off on the wrong foot because, as you say, in the first instance, you went to him. And this time you've got him to come to you.
And he did come.
And he has come.
That is, I believe, it's the right thing to do because the commission decided to send the team, and the first job was done, and then it's the next stage, public hearing. So he
And
was
nobody's
very
above the
gracious.
law, so I think it's
He
good.
graciously came there.
I
He
thought
was present.
it's a good
thing.
He went, you know, it's to be open.
But in Sri Lanka, we have this sort of penchant for giving respect to authority, which is a good thing, isn't it?
Even if they are wrong.
I think all
or
that
right, we
was
do
done. The commission ensured that the necessary security was provided, and he was really made comfortable. I don't think there was any inconvenience was caused to the
I also thought
information.
what I saw for us that he was given his due respect.
Yeah.
Right. And was he happy to come?
I believe he was very happy, he was very comfortable. We ensured that he was made comfortable.
Will you do that to Faras if he's...
Certainly, I have always ensured whoever who comes to us, we have made everybody comfortable, whether it is the highest or the lowest in the country.
Right. So this is equality. It's amazing because that isn't how it works.
No, that is what is expected from a good public servant, and similarly the commission lives up to all that right now.
But why is it then that when I come in, say, at the immigration, and I'm standing in the queue, there's about 4 or 5 people ahead of me, and all of a sudden you find somebody coming from the side, and they jump the queue.
Yeah,
they jumped the queue, and I'm stood there. I'm tired too. I've also travelled 8 hours or 9 hours, whatever.
Yeah, I too agree with you. That should not be the case. When the public servants have to do a service, they have to be fair by everybody. If they allow to break the queues, it is wrong. I don't think we do that. It's an example for the rest of the public service, really.
How thorough is your investigation into these allegations?
Initially, the commission goes into it when a petition is received, and thereafter the commission decides what next. Then it is referred, if it is within the jurisdiction of the commission. If it is within the scope of the commission, then the commission will refer the petition to the investigation team, and they handle it. It's the process, if I may say so.
Right. Do you all go into things like the shareholding of the company involved? I think President Rajapaksa he has issued a statement in which he names the agency concerned. Have you all looked into the shareholding, for example, of that?
Basically, it's under investigation, right? So when the need arises for the commission investigations team to go into all that, they will naturally do what is necessary, and they will certainly do that if it is necessary.
I'm sure, would you agree, Lester, as a legal man yourself, that the shareholding of the beneficiary, in this case the agency, the advertising agency, plays a very relevant, if not significant, role?
This is too premature for me to comment anything on that, because though you told me that I am a legal person, I am really not. I am not a legal person.
You're just in charge of a legal authority.
Yeah, but subjects and functions are clearly demarcated.
But as the secretary are very powerful, you are the secretary of this powerful commission.
Yeah, but I do the administrative part of it.
Right.
The secretary.
But pardon me, with your permission, Faras, I need to ask a question. Please don't take me wrong for asking
go
this.
Ahead.
Now, what I have noticed, Nasil, now you are the secretary of this commission, but you write to 2 newspapers, right? Which I feel, you're a public servant, you're a secretary, you have to be above board. But in this case, you can't even write in your personal capacity to do 2 columns. You express views. So, I don't think it's correct.
I think you asked me the same question.
But I'm asking in English because I asked it in Sinhala.
Yeah.
Now I'm asking the English
You asked me the same question even previously from me.
Yes.
Actually, I said I am a responsible citizen in the first place, right?
Yes.
I have a duty as a citizen of this country to tell the citizens this is what is expected. Now, if I have brought, because I expected you to ask the same questions, right? The issues that I have written about is parliamentary oversight, self-interested politicians, can they do it, right? Did ordinary Sri Lankan voter get an uncooked deal, right? Should we...
So what you're saying is that there is no conflict.
No politics. These are ideas for the country to consider.
Right. Don't wander away from there because we'll lose you on the camera.
Yes.
So what you're saying is there's no conflict of interest.
I don't think there's no
conflict. Thank you. But I urge you, because this is an investigative role that your agency is doing.
Right.
I urge you to look into the shareholding of the advertising agency that is at the center of these latest sort of challenges against President Rajapaksa. It will make and add color to the and flavor to your investigation.
Yeah, certainly. Let us allow the investigators to do their job. Let us allow them to do their job. We have so far allowed them to do all that independent, all that is being done. I think let us allow, even here we should not discuss what they should do.
But lesson is...
No, I think as a member of the public, we have our opinions and we have our views.
Correct, yeah.
And we should be free to mention it, if not on anywhere.
Right to information.
As members of the public, definitely, like what I have been doing, it is their duty to tell the public, right? Similarly, with me, I don't think I can relate
No, I understand your predicament, but, we do our investigations, and after all, we are, in essence, actually, we are the de facto shadow opposition.
Right, correct.
And then, of course, trying to do your investigations, you were even shot once.
Well, yes.
But I'm saying that is for the, I'm saying for the people, trying to give a voice of the people.
Correct, yes.
So that's really his specialty, right, for us. And you
well,
have
yes, I
blue files, pink files, but...
Yes, I this time along I brought back a pink file. There's a blue file in the making. Which we'll discuss during, an appropriate juncture.
Isn't it becoming, sorry Fazal, for us, isn't it becoming a media spectacle also? This everything, media spectacle. That's what I have asked.
You mean the commission?
I'm not saying the commission, but what's happening, it's people come and go. Nothing has been happening.
I mean, you are a media man yourself, right? I can't stop your getting involved with our commission work, and they naturally
we don't get involved with commission work. I must correct you.
No, it's not a case of involvement. They come there, they bring the cameras, they take pictures, right? Yesterday there was a problem. The police had not allowed for good reasons. Then they got back to me, sir, I think...
what are the good reasons? Why can't our cameramen be
This is the reason. So they were allowed. They were allowed.
After you intervened.
After I intervened.
Oh, thank you. Well, we'll be very upset about that.
Yeah, now he's telling the, country, what's happening, and especially, people want to know about this.
Yes. Of course. But, I want to say this. Perhaps it has more effect if I try to say this in the Sinhalese language. Lasil, this thing, make me hirihara karanoni.
කාටද
අපේ හිතවත් හිටපු ජනාධිපතිතුමාට
දැන් අපි ගරු කරන එතුමා යුද්ධයක් දිනුවා හරිද යුද්ධෙ දිනලා එවැනි කටයුතු ගොඩාක් කරලා ඔබතුමා හිතනවාද මෙතන මේක හිරිහැරයක් කියලා මේක සම්බන්ධයෙන් කිසියම් තොරතුරු
Sinhala because to express his frustration
හරි දැන් එහෙම දෙයක් කරගෙන යනකොට එවැනි ජනාධිපතිතුමෙකුට අපි කිසිම හිරිහැරයක් කරන්න අපේක්ෂාවකුද පෞද්ගලිකව මම වුණත් එතුමාට කළ හැකි හැම දෙයක්ම පෞද්ගලිකව කර එතුමා සතුටෙන් ඉතාමත්ම ඒ කියන්නේ පහසුවෙන් ඒ කටයුතු කරගෙන යන්න. ඒක මගේ වකීම
No, but I must explain why Faraz put out his frustration. What's happening? That's really what you
want to explain. Well, I thought I might Sinhalese out a bit, but apart from that, it seems to give the right oomph to it. Lassie, there's so much of dirt that is being swept under the carpet that the vacuum machine at Capital Maharaja Group is very busy because we are sucking it all back out again and we're looking into all these matters. Good. There are so many things. And can I not come to you and complain about the Treasury bond scandal?
The jurisdiction, our scope of work, it says from 10th January 2010, 10th January 2015. So if that falls within our purview, please come. You're welcome.
So that means Rajapaksa years.
Not really.
It is, of course. So you should make amendments.
Yeah, I think those are under consideration right now. All that will also be duly taken up.
Well, how long? I mean, the public are losing money every day. Every day they're losing money. Their interest rates went up during that little period from 9.8, I think, to about 12. It's the public's money.
Correct.
They could have paid. The public could have paid you more if we had that money in the kitty?
Certainly, we have to take steps as quickly as possible, expeditiously. I believe in regard to this too, most probably the government should pay the attention and then get things going. I certainly feel, and I assure the general public, that it will be looked into with regard to the widening of the scope, and it will certainly be done, because we have a good number of petitions in the sense that we have not been able to consider. That's about, say, nearly half of the whole lot. So naturally all that will be given due consideration.
Can I ask you this? Do you envisage, Lasil, one day into your retirement in the future, there will be one day when you sit back and reflect and think to yourself, and perhaps talk about it, that you really appreciate what the media do and are doing right now?
I personally feel very happy, because like Bandula said, it's the duty of the opposition. Being a member of the staff of parliament, I know the role of opposition, right? Unfortunately, the role of the opposition needs to be actively put into action. It has to be a lot more vibrant. It has to be a lot more positive. It has to be in the interest of the people. It has to be in the interest of the country. The policies will have to be debated. The country needs, oversight, facility, oversight, all the other processes through the parliament.
But Lasil, the Prime Minister is ridiculing the opposition, calling them beggars revolution, calling them gypsies.
Yes, and something else which we can't possibly mention on our channel.
Now, you are a senior parliament member, like official of senior officer, and how do you say that? I think he shouldn't do that. So how can the opposition...
Possibly, I believe, the seniors, the other seniors will definitely bring it to the notice of the Prime Minister, so that he could at least in future, take steps not to...
But isn't it a bit of a sad situation when we have our official opposition who seems only to think that there is only a place called Jaffna?
Only a place?
They're only talking about Jaffna. And they're talking about the former conflict areas.
I believe even Mr. Sambanthan, he had even commented, say, being the leader of the opposition, that there's a jumbo cabinet, and he had also come up with all kinds of improvements that are necessary to strengthen the provincial council system. I don't think he...
Well, I think the point I'm trying to say is that there are more not more important, but there are important national issues as well. We are not saying that the former conflict areas are not important. They are important, but there are national issues which will necessarily encompass the former conflict areas as well.
I think it'll be taken up, because there are certain members of parliament who had always been taking up all these national issues in parliament. That's the correct forum. I believe in due course all that will have to be taken up.
And if he doesn't do that, the other opposition will take over from Mr. Sambandhan. That's what will happen. If he's the leader of the opposition, so he should give the leadership.
Right.
Don't you think so, as a senior member of the parliamentary staff?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Maybe you should advise. You should advise some of these
really
people.
not my role. The Secretary General is there for that.
Well, how, in your view, how does one check the government?
The parliament, actually it's either parliament which has been, now there you get elected representatives, right? It is the responsibility of the elected representatives to do the necessary checks and balances, right? Which is called parliamentary oversight. So it's a long process. I think I just can't describe the whole thing, parliamentary oversight, within a few minutes, So the responsibility is with the parliament, and particularly with the elected members.
And when you have a look from above into parliament today, how do you view it? You can be as candid as you can.
I know.
Because you won't lose your job. Go on. And
you are the secretary of this commission.
Yeah. So yes. Basically, I would like the parliament to be a lot more vibrant, right? They have to represent the people. They have to air their views, air their grievances. They should feel the pulse of the public. they must take up all those issues, like what you said about the local, maybe national, all the issues, you know. So there is a lot to be done by the parliamentarians. And when you look, say, if it's a bird's view, I would say there are a lot of improvements needed in Parliament.
Do we need more Wimals or less Wimals?
That's a controversial question. That anyway,
It can be a controversial answer.
It's your personal view.
Controversial answer.
It's your personal view.
The people have elected a number of other MPs too, so that's their responsibility. I don't think I can comment on people's.
Has it become a place where the family members are meeting and gathering? lots of family.
Unfortunately, Sri Lankan politics, you know, there has been this whole thing from 1940s, you know. If I may name, now see, starting from Bandaranaike downwards, everybody. Now it is even worse at the moment, because you find even the local representatives, they bring their children. So this should not be the way, because I mean, in a democracy, there should be equal opportunities for outsiders also to come in.
Yeah. So then looks like the family members have, you know, they get, you know, low cost food, so they must be having all their meals in the parliament.
Because it's excellent food.
Excellent food and low cost.
Subsidized.
Yeah, to a great extent, there could be those possibilities.
While the masses are suffering.
Definitely, yeah.
I think there is a Sinhalese saying about that, and I'm struggling to remember that. What is it?
What's
one type of food was for one, and
one man's food is another man's.
Gabata kakiri apata mukadda ඒ කතාවද?
That's something
parliamentarians is never gilunath ban tune. Maybe that.
That's right.
Yeah.
What do you think? Again, your personal opinion, I know, but with the person speaking with a vast amount of parliamentary sort of administrative experience, what do you think? How is the leader of the opposition doing?
How would you rate him?
How do you rate him on a scale of 1 to 10?
I know he's a seasoned politician.
Issues.
He's a seasoned politician, a veteran politician, I would say, and he has 16 parliamentary seats. So let us give him a chance to perform. You know, I think he will definitely do a lot, because he started, you know, with a lot of positive kind of ideas, like having commented on the cabinet and things like that. So let us give him time to breathe.
I've heard that he's got 17 vehicles. Do you think it's adequate, or how you will know that?
No, I'm sorry, I don't know about the number of vehicles.
I read in one of the newspapers he got 17 vehicles.
Well, we had somebody who had 21, and he's just come out of 4 months of remand. Do you think that parliamentarians join the parliament to eat well?
Yeah, that has been the general feeling, yes. That has been the general feeling, but I think I have said, you know, the people have carried this baggage too long, so it's the people's opportunity now. Let that be transferred to the people.
But, you know, to transfer this some benefit to the people, I think your commission should get moving, turn on the turbocharger, and let's have a prosecution.
I hope you told me that we are doing very well so far.
Well, yes, but we would really like to see something end up in court and get a result, closure. Why is this eternal, you know? I think our news director's probably exhausted his budget sending our cameramen to all these different commissions and so on.
People come and go. It's just doesn't say.
You know,
and
let me say it this way: investigation of corruption in this country is not an easy task, right? Having started in March, we really got into action maybe somewhere in late July also. Last time also I mentioned the same thing: July, August, September. So within 3 months, we have completed a good number of cases. We have come almost to the very end. Give us a few more weeks or months, just 2 months. You will see the results.
He's told the world 2 months.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen of the viewing public, the Secretary of the Presidential Commission has said that within 2 months, that's 8 weeks, okay, there should be a prosecution. The clock has already started, Lasso.
Yeah. Fine.
Write the date. Today is 16th October.
Yes.
Good.
And the leader of the don't you think that if he doesn't change course, that he will be pirated out of his seat.
I'm not an astrologer myself.
No, it's not. It's not astrology, because the last person who relied on that is now appearing before you. And of course, Lassad, I hope you are fully aware that should history change its course and the rudder gets stuck and so on, you may be in hot water, because you won't be very popular if the administration changes.
No, yeah, but
he has given us 2 months.
How frightened are you?
I'm not frightened at all. We actually, in government service, we have had a lot of problems. We have faced similar problems in the past. And
you went through difficult times.
I went through difficulties, you know, when you try to do the good things. So the commission is up to, you know, with some responsibilities, trying to do something for the benefit of the country. So things may be difficult, but we will slowly, anyway, dedicatedly, we assure the public that we will definitely be doing what we have to do towards the public. So it will be done. I mean, that's my assurance.
And for us, you have an assurance to the viewing public?
Yes,
2 months.
2 months.
Yes.
2 months, and the clock has started already, and we have told our producer, he's put it in his diary, and for 2 months hence, we will have you here again.
Fine, fine.
But we are concerned that things may change if the course isn't maintained. We don't want to be hijacked or what do you call it, sea pirated by Somali pirates. But they're not Somali in this case.
They're Ukrainian.
They're Ukrainian.
I don't think. Let's hope for the best. Let us wait. I told you that we will wait for a few more months, right? We will certainly wait. We will show the results, because the commission, I believe, they are a dedicated set of officers, judges, who are trying to do justice. You know, particularly they take a lot of pains to go through these petitions, and I don't think it's an easy task, because they also have to, you know, perform their duties. Now, you know, the chairman gave the verdict with regard to Velesuda, so they have judicial functions too, that in their, you know, in their capacity as judges, they have duties here. We have been definitely doing extremely well, and let us hope and pray that things will definitely move forward in the same way, so that it will ultimately, the benefit will go to the people, end of the day.
I hope that it's not going to be a case of, you know, like waiting for Godot, which our dear Prime Minister had to do for several years, and 29 elections later, he's got a modicum of power, thanks, of course, to His Excellency Maithripala Sirisena. What I want to say is this new government, however, doesn't inspire me anyway, because what the previous administration couldn't do in 9 years and a bit, this administration virtually cleared the central bank out in this infamous Treasury bond scandal, which is still not being investigated. Now, we've run out of time, Lasil, and I do appreciate you coming on our network and for braving the weather and Bandula.
And for us.
At very short notice, I didn't want to say no to you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And thank you, Bandula.
Thank you, Faraz.
And do come back on the show another time.
2 months.
Okay, thank you.
A little thought for the day. We don't grow when things are easy. We grow when we face challenges. And at Capital Maharaja, we know all about that. Think of 1983. On that note, thank you, have a good morning, and God bless. Take care.